Wacom,
Mm-hmm.
Wacom, whatever. I love them. I love that brand to death. And it's called a Cintiq,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful because you can use it as a second screen,
Mm.
but it costs like $2,000.
Mm-mm. To hell with that.
I want it so bad.
Man, oh man, oh man. Sorry, Megan, you feel like doing this podcast?
Sure, why not?
I can think of a couple reasons why not, but
I could probably think of a couple of reasons too, but
I mean, in all technicality, we do not have to. Wait, are you already recording? Oh boy.
yes, according to the screen that you're seeing,
Oh, well
yes,
then,
I
fuck.
am.
Well,
See, if I just shared my screen all the time, you would know when I was recording.
lol, but you don't.
Nope, I like surprising you. So, yeah, since we're recording, we're doing a podcast now.
Hooray!
This would be the third audio podcast
Yep, third audio.
of To Continue Press Start.
Hello, everybody. You should know who we are by now, but if not, I am Antonio, and my lovely partner is Megan.
Hi.
Hi. And today we are going to be discussing Bulletstorm, game endings, and whatever else pops into our brain. I guess... Megan, would you like to start? Or...
I'm not the one who played Bulletstorm.
Oh. Well,
I
damn
never
it.
played Bulletstorm, so...
Oh, okay. Well, in that case... Hi, my name's Antonio, and I'm going to be telling you about Bulletstorm.
I'll just chime in later and stuff like that, and talk more when we get into video game endings and stuff.
Well, okay. Well, this is it's going to lead into game endings. I promise. I promise. I promise. For those
I'll
of you who have
probably
already
lead
read
it
the
into
blog, you already know where I'm
movie
going with
endings.
it. So, I'm gonna kind of make it sort of brief. Bulletstorm was, for lack of a better term, freaking awesome. It's not like any other first-person shooter that I've played in a very, very long time. It really struck me as fun. It was really fun.
Dun dun dun.
It really didn't feel like it was rushed at all. Well, I actually scratched that. It did, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Everything kind of just flowed naturally. It didn't feel like, oh well, I'm going from one place to another. There was actually transitions in gaming. The story didn't suck at all, and it was actually pretty cool. And plus, the many things that you could do in the game, like destroying things and getting points for it, that was amazing. For people who have already read on the blog, I talked about grabbing somebody, wrapping a chain grenade around their neck, and then kicking them out and calling it a gangbang. That was pretty cool. There's one where you take a shotgun, and if you blow off the top half of their body, it's called topless. Trying to think of any other cool ones. Any other
Wouldn't be
cool
able to
ones?
help you with that one.
Damn it. If you kick somebody off a ledge, it's called vertigo. And if you use a type of firework gun and they explode up in the air, it's called 4th of July, as their body parts are raining down. It's actually pretty cool. My huge gripe, which leads into something that we're going to talk about, is the ending blew. And it's not one of those... It's one of those things where it felt kind of rushed. Like they didn't want to take the time to develop an ending to this game. There wasn't really a huge boss battle for this game. It should have been, but there wasn't. And therefore it felt incomplete. Which leads unto game endings. Developers, please, for the love of me,
For the love of me too, I'd like to put in the request.
Yes, for the love of to continue, press start, and everyone who is associated with it, please stop making shitty endings.
I
If
understand you're getting to the end of the game, but don't go, shit, I've got nothing else. Let's throw crap on the table.
exactly, it's it's terrible.
If you'd like to give a spoiler warning and just be like, I could time it and just be like, skip the next, what, like 3 minutes, you could talk about the ending.
Okay, well, spoiler
Spoiler,
alert.
spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so for the spoiler for Bulletstorm, for all those who just don't give a damn, you meet up with this female halfway through the game, and you find out that one of the first missions that you did in the beginning of the game, or excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me rewind this back for a little bit. You play as a mercenary who's going to go kill his former general because he found out that his former general was causing him to kill innocent people. Okay, you don't kill General Serrano. That's his name. You don't kill him at all, and he ends up escaping away, kind of like an Inspector Gadget and Doctor Claw moment. He kind of just gets away, and he's like, "Oh drat! Well, I'll get him next time." You know, it felt kind of cheesy. It felt tacked on. I was kind of mad, and your whole crew is dead. At the end of this game, which kind of it kind of felt like they all died for nothing. I can understand if they were trying to get into a Bulletstorm 2, but they kind of I felt like with no boss battle at the end of it, kind of like it was like, oh my god, we have to escape the planet before it explodes on itself type deal, and I think that's a really really shitty way to end a game. So that was Bulletstorm for me.
That's really kind of sad.
It is, and it's for a great game. That is like the worst way to. That almost kind of makes me not want to play it again, even though I've already beat it like 3 times since.
But it makes you, once you get closer to the end, going, I could just turn it off now.
Something else too. For those of you who haven't played God of War 3, wait, Megan, are you playing God of War 3?
Do I have a PS3?
Do you want to play God of War 3?
God, yes, I do.
Okay, well then I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Well, no, I could just take my headphones off.
But how are you going to know if I'm? You have to. No, don't worry about that because you have to edit this anyway.
Well,
so you're going to end
just
up.
go ahead and spoil it. I'm probably going to forget about it anyway.
No, you won't. Okay, so anyway, spoiler alert. In fact, you know what? This entire podcast is going to be full of spoiler alerts because we're going to talk about
I'm going to
gaming.
put that in the show notes too, and just be like, the first things are bold capital letters, spoilers.
Yeah, so from here on in is spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Since we're talking about game endings, any game that we mention in here, I'm going to be mentioning the ending too. So
it's a bit, pretty much, it's a spoiler. Absolutely.
Exactly. So, God of War 3. Since God of War 1, they've been hyping up that you are going to kill everyone that steps into your path, which turns out to be every freaking god in Greece. Is it Greece? I think it's Greece.
Shit. Yes.
Boy.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it was Zeus and all them, and those are the Greek gods, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my history teacher's like, damn it, Tony. But anyway. At the end of God of War 3, you're doing all this merciless killing and just pretty much sticking Kratos' foot up so many asses. And then at the end, you kind of figure that he's going to, spoiler alert, you kind of figure that he's going to kill himself.
Didn't you already do that once, though?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like in the first game?
No, because he survives in the first game.
Well, okay, now does he survive or does he come back to life?
He survives. He tries to kill himself,
so.
but he's saved and made into the new God of War.
Oh, that's right, because then he tries to jump off the cliff and everything, and there's like that really long fall.
Right, right. But he ends up getting saved, and he becomes the new god of war. Well, the gods get pissed off, and they take his powers. And now Kratos is like, "Well, you take my
Fuck you.
powers, I'm coming to take your life." So,
Doesn't Zeus end up being his father or something?
mm-hmm.
Yay! I learned spoilers on my own. I
Have
should
you
have been
ever
proud
played
of
any of the
that.
God of Wars?
Yes, I've played them all except for three.
Oh,
Even
okay,
the
cool.
PSP Chains of Olympus.
Oh, those are so good. God of Wars, they're not bad games. They're not terrible games, but the way that everything is brought up, especially when they say the end begins, you're kind of like, okay, well, this game is going to end. It's going to end right here. There's going to be absolutely no more. And then at the end of God of War 3, you find out that, oh, well, you guys lied to me. Because at the end of the credits, you see a trail of blood leading out into the ocean, automatically knowing that Kratos is still alive. And that kind of just bugs me because you're like, all right, you know he's going to die. You know he's going to go do whatever the hell he has to do. Why is it like this? You know? It's
I
it's
can't. I
it's a
can't answer that.
it's really oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's really insane. And I kind of feel like I got cheated. And then in an interview, maybe 2 or 3 months later, you find out that that was only 30% of the ending that originally came out, or that was supposed to be. They cut out everything
What?
else. So I'm like, really, guys? What the fuck? I feel like you guys kind of cheated me out of an ending. You cheated
So
me
out
out
of
of
a
the
whole game
story.
ending?
Hmm.
As they cheated us out of a whole game ending.
Exactly. Exactly.
Kind of like, um, what's the biggest pet peeve I've always had with endings? It's like this freaking Kingdom Heart endings.
Yeah.
You
Fuck
get
those
the two
endings.
separate country endings, and then there's like four games in Japan, but you only get one here in America, and you're just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
To be continued endings always kind of bug me
Yeah,
because I'm like, well, if the game doesn't sell well and I like it, that automatically means I'm not going to get my ending. You
exactly.
know?
Just one person liking it is not going to get the ending.
Yeah. I feel like once again developers are kind of cheating me out of my ending. Like for instance, Dante's Inferno.
Oh
Um,
God,
did you play that
that
one?
freak! Yes,
Yeah.
I got it the day it came out and everything.
Yeah, I was kind of that was an okay way to end everything. That's not as big as a gripe as like God of War or anything else like that. But I'm like, oh, what? It felt complete at
Yeah.
that one. That one felt complete. Um, I just have a big gripe with the ones that feel incomplete. Like for instance, and you can agree with me on this one, Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time trilogy.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
the most complete trilogy I've ever played.
Oh my God. Yes, it was. I mean, even the game they just came out that kind of it goes between games one and two. Even
Hmm.
that one had a complete ending.
Yeah, and they tied it in with everything else.
Exactly. And the sequels, I mean, I like to think I almost really don't include Warrior Within when I talk about but the storyline with Warrior Within, they worked on that. But
Hmm.
um, they didn't need to do sequels with the Sands of Time, but they did, and they did a good job with the story on it.
Right,
My
right.
favorite will always be Two Thrones with that series.
Really?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I grew attached to the Dark Prince and his witty, sarcastic ways. I'm also a big sucker for angst.
Oh,
So
hooray!
I'm huge big sucker for angst. Anything. I mean, I write a novel and I will write all the angsty scenes first. And then I'll go, shit, I have to put like romance in there and just talking.
Just talking.
I have to put those scenes that will lead into other stuff, but no, I'm a big sucker for angst. Of course,
I've
what Prince of Persia game did not satisfy me completely with an ending was the one they did. It was just Prince of Persia for the 360.
yeah, that was
I mean, they had the DLC for it called Epilogue, but even the ending of that, I mean, I shelled out what little cash I had at that time and bought the DLC. Even that ending begs for a sequel.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know how long it's been. Well, like we're going on like 4 years or something. I don't know.
Well, that Prince of Persia really kind of bugged me. I didn't like that one nearly as much as the trilogy.
No, I didn't like it nearly as much as those games, but I did. I enjoyed it.
Any game where you can't die, that kind of takes all the fun out of it, you know?
The first time I found that out for like 15 minutes afterwards, I was like, yes, I can't die. I can't die. I was like, I won't be able to hear You Gonna Die from Owen anymore. And then I went, shit, I can't die.
Speaking of Owen, where is good old Owen?
Owen is probably in class right now. I don't know.
Oh.
Class or working? I don't know. We're going to get him on here, though.
Okay, because I was like, I thought we were waiting on a Friday for him.
No, we'll get Owen. I'm getting Owen. It's all good.
Okay, but
I
anyway,
just don't know his schedule. Anyway, yes. Anyway,
yeah, back to the Prince of Persia endings and whatnot. I have to say, out of all the Prince of Persias, I gotta give it to the Sands of Time. Sands of Times really did it for me. I didn't really like Warrior Within because it kind of strayed away from the whole puzzly aspect, and you went from this nice, witty, genuinely nice prince to angsty, I'm going to kill you, bitch.
emo.
Yeah, it kind of really, I don't know. I didn't like the switch over from that, and that kind of bugged me. It really bugged me.
Yeah, no, I liked how back when they got back to Two Thrones, they did bring back the voice actor from Sands of Time.
Right.
And I really like that. And I think that's what got me with the prince was, like you said, it was the witty. He was, he wasn't the smartest, but he was still kind of charming.
Right.
And he had that sarcastic, like, oh no, I'll just meet you in the baths. I'll take the long way around. What, you've been waiting here this long? I haven't played it, like, recently or anything.
But, okay. Back to the, reverting everything back to the game endings.
Like we usually do.
Playing the end of the Two Thrones and then watching the last couple of seconds, watching it revert all the way back to the prince running in the rain in the Sands of Time.
It tied everything.
Yep, it went full circle, and that you couldn't beat that. You couldn't beat it.
That warmed my little heart, my little angsty heart.
It was. It was so cool, and not a lot of trilogies do that now. A lot of trilogies kind of just leave everything hanging, or they have to put it into the game just to wrap up story. Halo is a prime example, and I hate Halo. I hate Halo with a passion.
I can honestly say, I don't know if I've ever actually played Halo 1, but I've played Halo 2. I have it, and I was just playing it like several months ago, just because I was trying to actually just get better at first-person shooters. But I have never finished Halo 1 or 2, and 2 is the only Halo I've played.
Oh.
So I, honest to God, only know parts of the story from what I see online.
Okay.
I know Halo was supposedly a ring that they blew up, and they're all like, holy shit.
Okay, to be fair and to be honest, Halo. This is gonna pain me to say, Halo as a series is not bad because I've beaten all of them. I detest it, but I'm willing to give everyone a shot. I can't stand Halo. I think Halo is just an atrociously an FPS shooter that was made just for console players, and I've beaten them all.
Us console players need something.
Yeah, well, damn it, something else. Halo was originally supposed to be a PC-only game. I guess that's what I'm a huge PC player guy. I have a PS3, I have a 360, I have a Wii, but if I could play something hardcore on a PC and make it just as good as it is on the consoles, I'd much rather play that. Like for instance, my Left 4 Dead. I play Left 4 Dead on the PC before I'll play it on the 360. One, because it looks better on the PC. Two, because I can mod it on the PC. And three, the community is just better on the PC than it is on 360.
I think I've always been a console player, just until like recently or stuff, but I think that's also because I was never big into, like the gaming community. Like I said before, only child, no one else to play with, so I didn't really know, oh, I can get online or whatever and talk with people about this, or go on forums and stuff. So I've
Mm.
always been a console player.
Uh, kind I I can't say I've always been a console player because I've excuse me. I've had I've been playing games like Doom and Quake and whatnot, and that's the things I loved playing. But I mean, I've always had consoles, and yeah, they were always cool. And there's definitely games that come out on a console that I'm not gonna be able to play on a PC. But
Hmm.
I just feel like I prefer, which is kind of sad because when it came down to DC Online, I was like, man, I should get this for the PS3, and I really didn't even think about getting it for a PC until it was way too late. So I, but I would much rather play PC games than console games.
I
But
think I think probably also another factor was I never had a good PC that I could do gaming on.
oh yeah, that's a huge thing.
That's like pretty much all of it.
Yeah, yeah. That's if you didn't have a PC that could run a game decently, then there was really no point in playing a PC game. I
I
can understand
think
that.
I think probably the first kind of, and it can't even be called PC gaming because I didn't do games on a computer until I got my Mac.
Ah,
And the first one I got was Fable Lost Chapters. Because I'm a huge Fable fan, and I was all like, I can finally have Lost Chapters because I can get it, like with a discount or whatever. And then that's when I pulled out like the World of Warcraft trial, and I had a friend send me StarCraft 2 trial. And I was able to play those on my Mac. And just recently, I played Portal since Steam released it for the Mac, and I didn't jump on that right away when it was free. But I played that, and I beat it in like 3 hours. I'm going back and doing like all the advanced maps, but I those are the just recently very little few computer PC Mac gaming.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I know I'm like a disgrace to PC gaming, but I love my consoles.
No, because you know what? Anybody who tells you that they've always played like all the hardcore PC games, they're liars. If it's an expensive habit to be a PC gamer.
It is. I've
It's,
noticed that.
I mean, to games that if you buy a PS3 in 2006, you're going to be able to play the same games from 2006 that you are going to be able to play in 2010. It's not the same thing with PC games. If I bought a high end PC in 2006, I'm going to have to buy a brand new one in 2010 if I wanted to, or excuse me, in 2011 to play the brand new games, you know? Not to
Yeah.
mention that if I didn't have internet connection, half the games are gone right then and there because of the new DRM that a lot of people are putting out. So,
Hmm. So yeah, you have to keep up with all the specs and everything, and quality and everything will just keep going up and up and up with requirements on the PC gaming. Your computer, unless you spend the money to mod it and get it fixed, will not.
right. And so, yeah, it's easier to own a console than it is a PC. So,
In the long run, it is, yes.
yeah.
If I could, I would lovingly stroke my consoles, but they're too far away from me, so.
I'm sorry. You'd what?
Lovingly stroke the top of my consoles
Oh,
like
okay.
like they're pets.
Oh, that's great, Megan.
I've told you the
Um,
story about my PS2, right? That thing is going on like 7, 8 years of life.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that this lasted that long. I've gone through like three of those things.
I hope you're knocking on wood.
I mean,
If my PS2 dies, you're buying me a new one now.
what? I'm buying you a new one. You know what, Megan? I would gladly buy you a new one and send it to your house.
I want the big
Don't
chunky
don't
one.
trash your PS3 on purpose now.
My PS3, me my
I mean
PS2.
your PS2.
I won't, because you know what I did when I got that thing?
Hmm.
I searched for it for like 2 months. And when I got it, I paid for it. I cuddled that thing out the door. I put it in the passenger seat and I buckled it in.
Wow.
I could never purposely trash my PS2.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Plus, right now, it's like the only thing that will play my Memoirs of a Geisha DVD for some reason, but that's besides the point. I'll
Womp
edit that
womp
out.
womp.
No, I won't, but
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we should be discussing right now? I feel there should be.
there should be. I mean, there are a lot of endings to games. There was one I was thinking of too that just because I like to equate my video game endings to like movie endings.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going, what the shit is that at the end of an ending, movies or video games, something's wrong and someone needs to go back to the drawing board.
Right,
I
but by
need
then it's
something
too
that.
late.
Exactly. Because it's already out and everything. And then I need to know, even just like an unofficial word going, we're planning a sequel. Depending on
Yeah,
the ending in the game. I need. Because it's bugged me since I got it, the Prince of Persia for the 360. I need the sequel, man.
they're never gonna come out with a sequel to that game. I hope you know.
Never?
That game. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Never?
Never.
Are you absolutely 100% positive? Have you heard Ubisoft say never?
They don't
Because
have to say never.
Hey, I thought when I'm being the creepy internet stalker that I can be, in one of the pictures that they've taken inside the Ubisoft like studios places, I saw a Prince of Persia poster, and it was
Oh.
not for any of the Sands of Time or for the one that already came out.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Like I said, being the creepy stalker person that I can be on the internet when I want to.
I I am a firm believer that they will never release that game. Reason being is because it's it wasn't that great. I'm sorry. It was like
Oh no, I've heard this all before. I've
okay.
come to terms with it.
I feel like when they did the Prince of Persia, I'm okay with them doing a new Prince. And if they do come out with a sequel to it, I'll eat my words. Great. But when they did the brand new quote unquote reboot, they changed so much about the game in itself. It
They
was
did.
just not so much. It wasn't fun anymore. And then not being able to die, which is like almost like a staple of playing a Prince of Persia game. You don't play a Prince of Persia game and then say, "Oh, well, I'm going to run through this and not die."
I'm going to
You,
try and jump off of this ledge, and yet I'm not going to die because you're going to pull me up and save me.
yeah. I mean, come on.
I mean, Owen and I had this conversation just recently about the Prince of Persia and his dying. And I was talking about how you really can't understand the you gonna die thing that I say until you hear it being said to me while I play a game. And we were talking about the when it all started was when we lived in the dorms together and everything. And he just went, yeah, good times listening to the prince die over and over. And I was like, how he'd fall and give that, horror, blood curdling scream, and then you'd hear the and then he'd die again because I wouldn't get it right, and then he'd go back in time, and then you'd hear it again because again I didn't get it right, and then he would just die because I ran out of sands. And we talked about how when he died in that game, it was actually like the voice actor was really good. It really sounded like he was dying.
Uh,
I'm not sure if that should be a good thing, but he'd be like, ah! Better than that, obviously, but
We won't
plus
tell
he was really
anybody.
good, and we're just like, I said something like, it's like, I almost felt bad every time he died. And Owen said, I still do. Mostly because he's still, I think he's finished Sands of Time, and I gotta get him to get Warrior Within and Two Thrones. He has the Xbox, and I have the PS2, so I can't just swap, but... No, he does. He has, like, when he goes to die, he falls and he dies. You actually feel bad that you've done something wrong to kill him. It's so good. But yeah, and I kind of miss that. Like, in the Xbox 360 Prince Persia, I think they just call it like Prince Persia 2008 or whatever. But
Mm.
when he would fall, he'd scream, but it'd be like, "Holy shit, I'm falling. I'm probably gonna break a leg or something." And he'd get saved. So you really didn't feel bad about messing up.
Mm.
At some point you felt more frustrated because depending on where you were when you fell, you'd be brought back up and you'd have to start like a whole series of running over again.
Right.
So you felt more frustrated.
I just
Trying-
I
I'm trying to think of other bad game endings or game endings that didn't satisfy me, but I don't know, because I play a lot of series games on the console, like Prince Persia. I play the Jack and Daxter series.
Well, you knew that Jack and Daxter was going to be like a series of games, you know?
I didn't at the time.
Oh.
Because I knew nothing about it, and I got it like when 3 came out,
Mm.
and I had no idea what the games were about, and I got 3 first. So I beat 3. Not knowing what in the hell was going on. And then I got 2 and beat 2. Actually, I got 1 and 2 at the same time, but I beat 2 and then I beat 1.
Well, I'm trying to think. God, what was some terrible game endings? I mean, I'm pretty sure our listeners
You're
are
screaming
like,
at
oh,
us
well,
right now going, this game was horrible.
you know what? I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this, and I might have mentioned it in my blog, Half-Life 2. For those of you who've never played Half-Life, first off, go play it.
I
That means
Portal.
you, Megan.
I read up on Half-Life and Half-Life 2.
It's not. It felt really, really, really rushed. Like the game, not even rushed, but like the game developers decided that this is where we're going to end it, and we're going to give a half-assed monologue at the end of it, and then roll credits. We're done. And I love Valve because they did Portal, and I do like the gameplay of Half-Life. But I mean, come on, guys, that was a really lackluster ending, and there were guys who've been waiting since like 1998 for this game to come out, and I want to say it was 1998. That waited until 1998, or waited from 1998 for this game to come out, and then you have this game, and you're like, oh, it's awesome, and then you leave them with another shitty ending. And Valve's been stating, oh well, we're gonna release Half-Life 3. It's coming soon. Man, it's not out yet.
No, I think I actually read something about that where I think like they purposely made Half-Life 2 shorter. I thought I read something like that.
That's horrible.
Because then they came out with Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and then Episode 2. And I guess they're gonna come out with Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
I hope so.
Well, it's been confirmed.
Oh, I mean,
according to the site I'm reading.
Whatever. Hopefully, they finish Half-Life. I want Half-Life 3 to come out before I have kids. That'd be ideal. I don't want it to make it like George Lucas in the Star Wars series. I have to wait. Well, it's been 7 years, so I guess I do have to wait, don't I? Well, damn it.
Yeah, you do.
Well, let's talk about some of the good game endings. What's some games that had fantastically, you felt completely whole, you felt satisfied, if not overjoyed at their ending?
I would have to say probably. I don't know if I could use all of those words, but I think the one that comes to mind right away is Twilight Princess ending. Just because I felt a series of emotions, strong emotions towards that ending.
Hmm.
Probably most of them going, "You goddamn rotten motherfuckers, you're gonna end it making me cry like that?" I did cry because I do have it. It's like in my Facebook somewhere going, "Fuck you, Nintendo," but it's like a fuck you in a good way. But I think I felt complete because you'd gone through this whole story. In the Zelda games, you only get close to maybe a few characters, and when they do it, they do it well.
Yeah.
So then, like when they tear you apart from Midna and you never seeing her again, I was like, ah!
Mm.
So that was a really good ending for me. I'm trying to think. I recently finished Bayonetta.
Hooray!
Have you finished it?
Bayonetta?
Yes.
I have not.
Hmm. Yeah.
You can go ahead and ruin it for me. It's okay.
No, I'm just trying to think. It did feel pretty complete, kind of. It was still fun. Um, I don't know where you're at, but like I almost thought I was gonna lose because they kind of give you this feeling in the story that you lost, you didn't accomplish your thing that you tried to do this whole damn game for.
Hmm.
So it was almost like a slap in the face, but you still wanted to play. It wasn't like I just played all these freaking hours for this. But then the ending, you do. I don't want to give it away too completely, but it is. They kind of do a full circle where, like, the opening, where she's in the graveyard praying and all dressed up and faking it and everything.
Hmm.
They bring it full circle back to that. Excuse me.
That's good.
And it was pretty fun. Like I started playing it again.
Isn't there a Janine mode?
Jean mode.
Jean, Janine,
Jean.
Claude Van Damme.
It's
Yeah.
just Jean.
Jean.
Jean. Yes.
Jean.
Yes.
Jean. Well, excuse me, do you have any Grey Jean? Okay, enough of that.
No, stop. Um, there is a part at the end where you get to play as Jean, and I'm
That's cool.
assuming one of the things you can unlock. I think I read it is you can play as Jean
Hmm.
somewhere else in the game, but I finished it and then I kind of put it aside and it's like okay, I'll go back and do all the kind of side quests and everything else later. But yes, I do believe. Yeah, and there is a part in the actual, like first playthrough, you get to play as Jean.
Cool. Good, 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 good. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering about
Trying to
that.
trying to think about. I mean, I enjoyed the um. Why is it not coming to me? Kingdom Hearts endings. Okay, well, I should say just the one and two. I haven't actually beat like Chain of Memories or anything like that.
They're no better. Actually, scratch that. The only satisfying game ending, quote unquote, so to speak, is Birth by Sleep. That had to be the
Yeah,
best one I played.
I think you talked about that before.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
was like, well, that's because that's my favorite Kingdom Hearts. Um, I'd have to say that was the best full on. You had three characters, three endings, and then another ending, and then it wrapped it up. It started with them and it ended with them, and that's the best way that you could possibly do it.
Oh, how could I forget one of my favorite endings? It's one of my favorite games. Okami.
The Okama ending was really good,
Oh my god,
really
it was
really
so
good.
good. I got the soundtrack because of that ending basically. I loved the the song, the it was the instrumental while um Oh my god, Issoon. I almost forgot his name because me and Owen call him Hopper. But I loved the instrumental song that played. I mean, it was pretty much during the boss ending, but it was still pretty much part of the ending since it was so close to the ending.
Right.
Um, but I loved the ending of that game. I loved the whole story of that game, but the ending, it did give you this kind of complete feeling. It gave you, I want to keep on playing, but it did, complete the story.
You know what? Um, a good, really good ending, really full ending is I don't know if you've ever played it, Chrono Trigger.
I haven't.
If you've played one of the original, or if you've played the way that you're supposed to play it, and you go through the game and you kill the boss, which is actually really cool because you actually it's about time travel, and one of the last scenes in the boss battle is you're going through this time portal fighting this boss, and the entire time you're seeing all the places that you visited in the background. And at the end of it, and you beat the final boss, and time's reverted back to the way that things are supposed to be, or actually you change your destiny, so to speak. You get this complete full, because this game was hard. This game was ridiculously hard, and I think that's one of the best things about having a good, satisfying ending. If a game you know is difficult and you finally beat it, you're like, ah.
Yeah, you don't have that. You want to have the satisfaction of, I played all the way to this ending to
Mhm.
get this. You don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
There was. Oh, I can comment on an ending that kind of made me go, really? The Fable 3 ending. It just kind of felt like it was actually like the whole second half of that game. It just kind of felt like they kind of went, oh, well, we put all the big plots in the beginning and we just kind of let it drop.
Uh, uh,
Like the big boss battle at the end. Well, I'm using quotes, air quotes. Big boss battle at the end wasn't much of a big boss battle.
that's terrible.
It was, it was like this big thing going, oh, we're coming to cover your land in darkness. And, I can be a really scary boss. Like when you first encounter this, this, I don't want to say character because, this villain, you know, if you played it at night, like I
Mhm.
did, I got a little freaked, especially since I didn't have any lights on. I got just a tiny little freak. I was like, wow, I was like, they're developing this could be a really good villain. And then
Mhm.
it was kind of, he taunted you and you just kept hitting him and then he died eventually. And there really wasn't, you didn't need much skill. So
That's terrible.
I was disappointed and I can't say I used to be, I still am. I'm a huge fan of the Fable series. I mean, I got Fable: The Lost Chapters, even though I already have it for the Xbox. I bought it again for my Mac just to play the extra endings, which was tied to the plot of Fable 1 and everything. Um, and I enjoyed Fable 2 immensely. I enjoyed Fable 3 up until the end, but I think if I was gonna play again, I'd play Fable 2.
Mhm.
Which I think as like a developer, you don't want them to go back and say, well, the one you came up with before was better.
Mhm.
Because then they kind of start doubting what's going to come next.
Oh, a really kind of what the hell ending? Borderlands. Borderlands, Borderlands, Borderlands.
I
Um,
heard about that ending.
oh boy. Um, you go through all this crap and you're hyped up for this vault and you find out that there's this gigantic monster. Actually, you don't find out. The person that you've wanted to that's been helping you this entire time has betrayed you, and they're going for the vault. The minute that you're going for the vault, it's a race to get there. She gets there before you do, but there's a gigantic monster there, and that's the thing that's guarding the vault. it's taking you and three other guys blasting the hell out of this monster. It's a long, drawn out battle. And then the vault closes, you don't get inside it, and that's it. Game over.
That seriously, that's it?
That's it. I was.
Wow.
It was kind of crazy because um, I tried to get into it. Like I was like, all right, well, maybe there's something else. Maybe the DLC. No, that was just it. And it was supposed to be, at very least, man. Let me get inside the vault. You don't get anything. There's no extra weapons. There's no. You get a little bit extra money for selling the vault key, but after that, man, it's nothing. It's done.
That what? So there's no way at all for you to get into the vault?
No way at all.
Oh man.
No way at all.
Kind of sucks balls.
Yeah. What other bad endings were there?
You started it.
I guess Fear 2 wasn't necessarily a bad ending. It was just one of those cliffhanger endings where you're kind of like, "Oh, well, what the hell?" you know? Okay.
Cliffhanger endings.
Okay, I guess I gotta go ahead and explain myself. I don't mind cliffhanger endings to a game as long as I know that somewhere down the line they're going to finish this game.
Yeah.
It's made to be a trilogy. If a game is made to be a trilogy, I'm all right with a cliffhanger ending. I'm cool with that.
I almost expect a cliffhanger ending.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. That's perfectly okay by me. Fear 2 was a prime example. I never to find out that this chick that I've been chasing after for 2 games turns out to be pregnant and it's my baby. That's actually kind of cool. And I have to kill her and my demon spawn baby. And 3? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Oh man.
Killing demon spawn baby.
I mean, the way that they did it at the end of 2 made me feel like it was a wholly incomplete game because you're actually hunting her down in this weird little dimension, but she's also in your mind. And this entire way that you're going through this dimension, you're shooting things and you're hearing her moan and you're thinking that you're killing her, but she's actually raping you.
Oh.
It's really, really, really
Weird?
crazy weird.
So that threw me for a loop.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you have to play and watch the end. So
See, and I look at the games that I play, like I've said, like the series. I have the Jack and Daxter series. There's the Prince of Persia out there. Katamari Damacy. I'm trying to think of what else is out there. I can't see my video game shelf from here, but I don't know.
You know what? A lot of people are probably going to bash me for this one. I thought 12 had a terrible ending. Final Fantasy 12?
Oh, I was like, what? I haven't finished that one.
Okay. Whoops.
No, I think I read about the ending, though, and I was kind of like, oh, I can't really remember the
I'm
ending,
kind of upset that, you know how I feel. Any Final Fantasy game or any RPG that has a to be continued ending can blow me, you know? So
pretty much.
That had a
it didn't have
or
a
had
to be continued ending, did
a
it?
to be continued type bullshit, ending. And they did it for Reverent Wings, to be fair. I
was gonna say that because
okay.
I knew they came out with another kind of 12 spin-off
continuation
type
for
thing.
Final Fantasy 12, but they shouldn't have done that. It should have been a nice little spin-off and not a continuation.
So basically, to finish the Final Fantasy 12 story, you have to get Revenant Wings.
Yes.
Sorry, that'd be my phone.
You and me, bad romance.
It's my sister-in-law's ringtone. She really likes Lady Gaga, so I got it
Oh,
just for her.
I have Lady Gaga stuck in my head. Kind of funny.
I could get something else stuck in your head. I mean, there's that. That's my miscall. That's Tangled. But I enjoy um Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged redoing Lady Gaga's Poker Face.
Oh God.
I actually have a friend, Tish, who will just she'll send me texts going, "I hate you," and I'll go, "Why?" And why am I suddenly blanking like on the words of this song? But because she'll just be like, "I have that song stuck in my head now."
Mm.
It's very funny, and I was being stupid once. I was being stupid, and I started singing it like I knew half the words, which is really actually kind of sad.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It's just great. I mean, hey, look, there's another episode I've downloaded, but
Wow.
yeah, I enjoyed that because they redid Lady Gaga's Poker Face into talking about a card game.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
oh, it was Brooklyn Rage. That's it. It's called Brooklyn Rage instead of Poker Face.
I don't want to know. I don't want to
Yeah,
know. I don't want to know.
I'm knowing me. I'm probably gonna like play it at the end of the podcast, so
Oh God. And
you
I'm
don't have to
never.
worry
I'm
about
never
it.
gonna know. I won't know a thing.
I'll make you listen to it. You do know
Okay.
I have the power to make you hear stuff, right? I mean, like after this is over,
Yeah.
this we
Yeah.
finish recording this podcast, I can make you listen to it, right?
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I know. I know.
Just wanted to make that clear, get that across.
Um. Trying to think of what else. Oh, Indigo Prophecy had a pretty what the fuck ending. I was kind of upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. You die. You have sex, and you have a depressing ending. Your baby
Oh.
gets born to a. It's weird. Like I can't even describe it in a like as a way that would make sense. I played Indigo Prophecy and it started off so awesome, and then turned out so fucked up. It
Well, that's
was
kind of sad.
ridiculous.
I'm trying to think. I can't really say that, but about the Assassin's Creed, I've only played 1 and 2 so far,
Mm.
but I don't know those endings. Like I liked kind of the kind of out of nowhere ending they gave you at the beginning, at the end of 1,
Right.
where it's like you knew there had to be more, but they're like, hey, guess what? We're giving you a bunch of puzzles to try and solve.
Agreed.
And then I liked how they started to incorporate that in 2. The ending of 2, I'm not sure how I actually feel about it. Like, it didn't give me that complete, oh yeah, I played all this for this kind of ending kind of feeling,
hmm
but it wasn't god awful horrible.
I can't agree. I actually liked the way that Assassin's Creed ended. Reason being, because once again, I kind of knew that they're going for a whole. If it's more than a trilogy at this point, I feel like they're gonna drop the ball. But I think
Yeah.
I have a feeling that it's gonna be a set trilogy, not including Brotherhood. Which, by the way, for all my listeners, if you haven't already played Brotherhood but you've beaten 2, go play Brotherhood because Brotherhood ends on such a
Don't
an
ruin it for
awesome
me.
note. I won't spoil that one because that's actually pretty new.
That one
Um,
I will have to drive all the way down to North Carolina and kill you for.
oh well, don't do that. The way that Brotherhood ends leaves you on such a mind fuck that you can't wait to do nothing but play 3. So
Hmm.
you know what ending sucked? Battletoads. Battletoads had one of the worst endings ever, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I have never, ever beaten Battletoads. I actually had to watch the ending
On YouTube?
through. No, one of my friends had a Game Genie and beat it,
Uh,
but fuck that game. Fuck Battletoads. The end. ever. I
I just
will.
say, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, you go ahead. I'm just ranting.
No, I was gonna say another ending, which now that I've learned more, well, Final Fantasy 13.
You know what? I didn't really mind that one.
No, I didn't mind it. I almost wanted more though.
Yeah, I
I
had
wanted
missed.
a little bit more, but then after finding out that they're coming out with, basically it's like it's a sequel
Mm-hmm.
to that one, kind of like they did with 10-2. Only I'm assuming this one's gonna be better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I've seen the short little trailers they've released for the US, and I'm actually really excited for it because I
Yeah,
want to see how they take the ending of the story, and they kind of change it into a new one. I'm kind of actually really excited for this.
yeah. I think Final Fantasy 13 2 is going to be. You know what? For a lot of the cats who didn't like 13, you guys can blow me, but I liked 13. I thought 13 was a pretty solid Final Fantasy as long as you realize that it was going to be different.
Yeah,
And if the way that 13 ended, I was satisfied. So I'm really really interested to see how 13-2 is going to play out. And I think Square Enix is doing this because a lot of people had issues with what 13 was all about. You
yeah.
know? So,
No, I didn't. I liked 13.
mm,
Um, Probably it's in like my top three favorites of the Final Fantasy games.
um, I'll give you that one. I'll
Yeah,
let you
so
have
I
that one.
mean, yeah, it's in my top three favorite, and they clearly stated it was going to be a change from the other FF games they've done.
Right.
And I think probably what most people, and it'd probably be the really, really picky Final Fantasy people, they probably, I shouldn't say probably, they didn't like how it basically guided you to the end.
Right.
So I think that's probably what most people had an upset with because the story I feel was pretty solid.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I liked the story. I liked the gameplay. It was different from what they've come out with before.
Right. I think that a lot of people
Don't
aren't going to
yawn, it's
mind me yawning.
contagious. Damn it.
Mm, I think a lot of people shouldn't get upset that Final Fantasy 13 was different. We all knew it was going to be different. They said for practically years that Final Fantasy 13 was going to be different. And then it comes out different, and people are like, OMG, Square Enix, die. All this other good noise. And I'm like, okay, we all knew what it was going to be, so you have no reason to be pissed off.
Exactly.
None at all. So,
Yeah, no, I totally. I'm always excited when they kind of, depending on who, they say, okay, we're going to change things up. I like to stay on the more optimistic, excited side to see what it's going to be like.
right.
I'm pessimistic in just about almost everything of life, but when, say we're going to switch things up, kind of like with Legend of Zelda, they're trying to say, okay, every so often, we're going to switch things up.
Yeah. Uh,
And I like to see that. I like to stay on the excited side, and I will tell you if it sucks and they need to go back after I've played the game. And I think at that point, if I'm kind of like the almost happy medium that developers kind of shoot for with gameplay.
mhm.
Because, like, if I'm thinking, okay, this needs to go back, then when I start reading things and hearing stories from developers, they've gone back, they've changed it.
Mm.
So it's kind of like I am kind of like in that category of what they're shooting for gameplay. So I like to stay on the excited side of we're gonna change things up, and people who just get so upset. Obviously, you haven't been listening to what they've been saying for like 6 years when they say we're gonna change it.
Change things. Exactly. You know, when I'll give you a really prime example about when um of change. Red Dead Redemption. was a huge change from a lot of people didn't even know that the Red Dead Redemption was actually a sequel to a PS2 game called Red Dead Revolver, and it was a
Oh,
huge change from what it was before. And a lot of people are like, "Oh no, it's going to be like Grand Theft Auto in the West," and a lot of other stuff. And I, unfortunately, I was one of those people. I was like, you know what? It looks like it's going to be like Grand Theft Auto in the West, and I like Gun, and Gun was about as close to a Western as I ever wanted. So what the hell reason do I have to play with Red Dead Redemption? And a lot of people were like, "Well, I don't want to play Red Dead Redemption," and blah 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 blah. And it
and it's one
finally
of the top
dropped.
games now.
Yeah, it dropped, and people changed their tune really quick. And
They went
it
like batshit
wasn't.
crazy for it.
Yeah, it wasn't up until November or December 1, where I finally caved in and bought Red Dead Redemption because I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Everybody else has been talking about it. People won't get off my back about it. So yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. And it is actually one of my top games that I've ever played. And the ending for that game is just awesome, awesome beyond compare. So yeah, people just need to suck it up and say, hey, look, if somebody says change is coming, you know, give it a
Be
shot.
prepared.
Keep it an open mind.
Yeah.
So
I feel it's a good sentiment to end on.
I wholeheartedly agree.
So yeah, we started this all off of the blog posting that Tony here wrote. So I think if you haven't read it, head on over to the site to continuepressstart.blogspot.com. It's over there. As long as links to, depending on where you found us right now, I'm having an issue with iTunes, but it's all the links to the other podcast, and we're gonna have another video game challenge podcast soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually starting either tonight or tomorrow. I'm starting my Ocarina of Time Let's Play.
Woo!
Woohoo! I might, I might in the middle of doing my radio show tomorrow morning, like in between, I'll whip out like 10-minute recordings of Ocarina of Time.
Wow.
I
I
kind of
have,
like it.
you know what? I heard something today. Not today. The other day. It was mantra music, yoga music, meditation
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, man, I think Megan might be into this. But it was like the 10 minutes of the same stuff over and over and over again. So I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, and I have some music where, it sounds like that, but it's just like, the first loop, like 3-4 minutes of it.
Oh, no. Mine was the same loop every like 30, 45 seconds of it. But it was,
Yeah.
it was, it was crazy, crazy. But anyway, that's our shows. So you should tune in sometime,
Yes, and we'll
anytime.
have, when we do the Let's Plays, unless you people out there want to see them as, video podcasts, we're probably just gonna put them up on a YouTube account.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
we'll
will.
we'll link the YouTube account up there.
You said you have Ocarina of Time. Are there any other ones that you plan on working on anytime soon?
Well, I'm pretty sure I do. If I could figure out how to record my PS2. I mean, I know there's ways. I just have to get the equipment. There's some PS2 games that I could do. Like I'd probably whip out Okami. Love to do
Mm.
Okami, but right now I just need to figure out how to do that. I'm really not sure. I probably no, I don't know at the moment. If anyone would like to whip out some suggestions, right now I'm working off my Mac.
Sweet.
So what about you?
Um, I'm gonna do my Power Rangers Let's Play. I've decided I'm gonna do it. I just need to sit down and actually do them
Do it.
or finish. I have stages 1 through 3 already on YouTube. I need to finish. Actually, I need to beat stage 4 so I could do a Let's Play for stage 4. Uh, I'm gonna do a Ninja Gaiden 2 one. I'm gonna do a Batman Return of the Joker for NES one. Um, I'm sorry. There's somebody's gotten a fish on TV, and it completely threw off my train of thought.
All right then.
um, but yeah, that's what I plan on doing. The fish, okay, that's it. The TV's coming off. The fish is still flopping around, and I'm like, all right, got to do something else.
Anyway, no, I
But yeah,
think we'll make a to continue press start YouTube account for our Let's Plays, and just we'll make just a general YouTube account so you're not flopping around to like 2 or 3 different accounts and stuff.
yeah.
Ouch.
So.
Okay. So yeah, no, I feel that's what we got coming up next. Next week you can 95% sure look out for a new video game challenge podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If not, you'll just get another audio one, but like I said, 95% sure.
Yep, 95%.
Yeah, so and other than that, I think we're done.
That we are. So, for all those who are listening, take it easy. Have a good day, night, whatever you have. Have it and have it well.
And stay tuned for some nerdy Yu-Gi-Oh goodness set to Lady Gaga.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have it right here, set to play.
Oh boy. I can't wait for this one.
Yep. I'm enjoying it. I'll probably just send you the YouTube link or something.
Does that mean I have to click it?
Yes, you do.
Damn it.
I will know if you haven't.
You will know if I have it.
I will. Trust me. It's that kind of video. I will know.
I will take your word for it.
Damn straight.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, but I can cut all this out, so...
Okay, cool.
Okay, Kaiba, this time I'm really gonna beat you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Please, Wheeler, I could defeat you with my hands tied behind my back. What makes you think you can win this time? Well, I'm glad you asked. Okay, where the hell is that music coming from? Nye, 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 nye. Please tell me you're not going to sing. Nye, 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 nye. Look, I'll pay you any amount of money right now if you don't sing. Nye, 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 nye. Nye, 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 nye. Nye, 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 nye. I wanna duel them like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Face down, face up, trap cards, spell cards, then time roulette go. I love it! All I do is just believe in the heart of the cards. And then I kick some butt when I use Swordsman of Leinster. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no surprise, check out my red eyes. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no surprise, check out my red eyes. Can't beat my, no they can beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage. Nye, 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 nye. Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage. Nye, 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 nye. My sister's side is on the line, I gotta win. They'll learn to run soon as they see my creepy chin. I'm scary. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. But since we're done by 4 kids, we must make do with that one. Sucks. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no surprise. Check out my red eyes. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no surprise. Check out my red eyes. Can't beat my, no they can beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage. Nye, 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 nye. Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage. Nye, 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 nye. I won't lose to Rex and Weevil, cause they're evil, and I'm groovy with my Yugi. I'm not bagging, I'm just hanging with my baby dragon. Met this chick with giant boobies, treated us like we were newbies. And she's such a nest, such a nest. Check this deck, I ain't second. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage. 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 Rap, Brooklyn rage, rap, Brooklyn rage.